Hello, everyone. Back on this One Piece review, going through Chapter 7 review, Friends. Make sure to subscribe, and make sure just enjoy the content. As I said, daily One Piece review content. So yeah. So first of all, it starts off with a little cover page art where it's essentially Luffy and Zoro just relaxing on the side of nature. They have a bunch of breads, and Luffy's just taking some paint and painting onto a bear, a Jolly Roger. Paint's all over him. Luffy got bread in his mouth. There's a bird just squawking at Zoro, who's just taking a nap with his three swords in his arms. And there's a bird on top of the bear that Luffy actually paints white. And the bear looks kind of mad. Do you think Luffy can survive a bear attack? He probably can, but kind of interesting to see. So we actually start with the actual chapter, and first all begins with both Captain Morgan and Helmeppo both defeated, and everyone's saying the captain lost. Captain Morgan has been defeated. And then it kind of pans out to kind of a Zoro and Luffy kind of standing still as they just kind of look. And Zoro just stands there and says, "If you still want to arrest us, come and get us." The Marines are just kind of shocked and they're all just kind of looking at each other. And then instead of actually moving forward, they just all just go excited. They're all just going "Yes, we're free," basically saying that they're out of more control and basically long live Marines. And even Luffy's confused. He's like, "What's going on?" They seem to be happy that Morgan was defeated. And Kobe just kind of answered just a very happy grin, saying everyone hated Morgan. And then Zoro collapsed to the ground, and then even they were just kind of and they were just "Oh, Zoro, what happened?" And then they kind of cut to a restaurant where Zoro basically eats, and he even says, "I'm full, haven't eaten for 9 days, almost starved to death." And then Luffy kind of goes, "Then it's impossible for you to last a month." And then Zoro kind of looks at Luffy and says, "You're so scrawny. How come you can still eat more than me?" And then Kobe kind of goes, "Sorry, even I ate a lot." And then they're at the girl who gave the rice balls, Ryuk, Ryuka, I think is her name. I forget her name. My apologies. But even her mom was like, "Don't worry, keep eating. You saved our town." And then the girl's kind of "You're so strong," and Luffy's like, "Yep, I'm strong." And Luffy's like, "I'll get stronger later on." And Zoro kind of says, "Oh yeah, what are your plans next?" And Luffy just kind of looks and just kind of goes, "I'm going to head for the Grand Line." And Kobe's just shocked. And he's like, "What? You're saying crazy things again? Just, just you two? How can you enter the Grand Line?" And he kind of keeps going, saying, "You don't understand. The world's strongest pirates all gathered there." And then Zoro kind of rebels with, "We're going for One Piece. It won't hurt to head that direction." Even Kobe's like, "Zoro, even you were saying this rubbish." And Zoro's kind of "What are you so worried about? It's not like you are coming with us." And Kobe kind of says, "Even though I'm not going, I will still worry, can't I?" He's like, "Can't I worry about you guys?" And Zoro's kind of And then and Kobe kind of gets up and Taylor says, "Luffy, even though we just met, but we are friends." And Luffy's like, "Yep, even though we have to part, we'll always be friends." And Kobe just kind of looks happy, and he just kind of goes, "I never had friends growing up. Every time I would be picked on, no one would even stand up for me." But it kind of goes, Kobe's just saying, "But the two of you taught me to live by my dreams." And Luffy kind of goes, "That's why we're heading for the Grand Line." And Zoro's like, "Yeah." And Kobe just kind of thinks to himself, and he kind of goes, "That's true." And then Kobe kind of immediately just goes back to saying, "No, no, what I meant is you're too reckless." And then Zoro kind of taps Kobe on his forehead with his sword, and he goes, "First of all, you better worry about yourself." And Kobe's like, "Huh? Why?" And even Zoro says, "Even though you were just doing chores on a pirate ship, you're still a small pirate. Don't underestimate the Marines' abilities to gather information. If they know your past, they won't let you join for sure." And then, speaking of timing, someone says, "Excuse me," and the Marines open up the door. And then one of the Marines stepped in and says, "We are wondering, are you really pirates?" And Luffy kind of goes, "Yes, I just found my first crew member, so that would make us pirates now." And then the Marine is saying, "Even though you are pirates in reality, you saved our town and base. For that, we are grateful. But since you are pirates, as Marines, we cannot allow you to stay any longer." And the Marine kind of says, "Please leave this place immediately. As for the events that occurred here, we'll be reporting to the headquarters." And then some of the guys are like outside going like, "Hey Marines, what kind of bullshit are you saying?" And another person's like, "Are you kidding me? Or have you all gone nuts?" And they're kind of going, they are this town's savior. And Luffy just kind of gets up and is like, well then, let's go. He kind of goes, "Thank you for food, ma'am." And Zoro's kind of sitting back quietly going, dot, dot, dot. Kobe's getting Luffy, and then the girl asks, like, "Are you really leaving?" And Zoro and Luffy just kind of like walk away, like very solemn, and Kobe kind of thinks to himself. And then all of a sudden, the Marine says, "Aren't you with their group?" And he's like, I. And Kobe kind of thinks to back saying, "Even though we have to part, we will always be friends," from what Luffy said earlier. And Kobe kind of goes, I'm not with them." And they walked away, and then Luffy kind of smiles. And then the Marine noticed. He says, please hold on." And then the guy kind of says, "Is he telling the truth?" And Luffy kind of thinks to himself. And then, like, Luffy kind of points and says, "I know what this guy used to do." And then Kobe kind of thinks to himself. He's like, "Luffy." And then in his inner dialogue, he's saying, like, "What is he?" And Luffy's kind of like, "I can't remember where, but he used to be with this fat female pirate. I think her name was Alvita." And Kobe's like, "Stop. Don't say anymore." And in his mind is saying, "If they know I worked on a pirate ship before, they won't let me join the Marines." And the Marine guy's kind of like thinking to himself. And Luffy kind of keeps going. And it's like, if it was a fat and ugly female pirate, this guy spent 2 years there. And Kobe kind of goes, thinks to himself, "Please shut up." And he's like sweat dripping down his eyes. And also, he just reacts and just punches Luffy in the face and knocking off his hat. And he just screams, "Shut up!" Everyone's shocked. Luffy grins. Kobe's sitting there with fish clenched, just kind of like nervously breathing. And Zoro kind of has like a satisfied smirk. And Luffy just kind of punches Kobe, saying, "You deserve a beating." And then he just keeps punching Kobe, saying, "Damn you, you deserve a beatdown." And the Marine guy saying, "Both of you stop it. I won't allow this town to get in any more fights." And Zoro kind of grabs Luffy by the collar as as he already like knocked down like Kobe. Well, not in the collar, more like the back of the shirt. It says, "Hey, you went overboard. Stop it." Kobe just kind of lays there, like teeth missing, smoke coming off of him from how hard the punch is hitting. He's sweaty. He's just down. And then Ring kind of points down, saying, "I know he isn't your friend. Please leave this town immediately." Kobe got to think so. He did it for me. He wanted to make me mad, make me hit him. And Luffy kind of walks away. And then, like, he keeps saying, "Even in the very end, I still needed their care." And then, like, it seems kind of shows Luffy's just kind of like happy walking straight down. Also, Zoro kind of turns back to Marie saying, "Come on, didn't you want to arrest me?" Just being very smug. And Kobe kind of thinks, "I am so damn useless. I am an imbecile." And kind of thinks, "If I don't take this chance, then everything they did will be a waste." And Kobe kind of bows his head to the Marine and says, "Please let me join the Marines. Even if it's chores, I'll still do them." And Kobe kind of thinks, "So good, I did well." And then another Marine says something saying, "Commander, I'm aghast. We cannot accept a person whose past is unclear to us." And Kobe kind of thinks. And that same Marine keeps continuing saying, "There has been events where pirates have joined the Marines to be spies. So we have to probably check his background before we can decide." And Luffy just kind of Kobe just kind of screams, "I am a man whose dreams to become a member of the Marines." Everyone stands there shocked, who zooms in on Kobe's eyes, being very determined. The Marine captain kind of thinks to himself, and then goes, "Don't think that we don't Don't think that we don't know your past as a pirate. You underestimate our power, but I'll still allow you to join. And Kobe just kind of screams, "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." Then it kind of cuts like out at kind of near the docks with like seagulls flying in the background. And then it kind of just goes, Zoro saying, "Nice act. This way, even though he's been a pirate before, it wouldn't be such a big deal." And Luffy says, "I believe Kobe will become stronger and more independent in the future." And Luffy's kind of untying the bow, saying, "Time to go, or else there's no telling what else will happen. Not leaving anything behind. That's what pirates are all about." At least that's what Zoro says. And Luffy's like, "Haha, that's what I'm saying." And then all of a sudden, you just hear Kobe's going, Luffy! And Luffy and Zoro kind of come back and says, "Kobe." And then Kobe just kind of says, "Thank you very much. I'll never forget you for the rest of my life." And then Zoro kind of chuckles saying, "I have never seen a marine saluting pirates." And Luffy's kind of go, "Hee hee." And Luffy's kind of goes, "Kobe, we'll meet again someday." And then the marine kind of says, "Group salute." Kobe's kind of go, eh? As all the marines kind of stand back and salute. And then it cuts to kind of the scene where like all the marines are just kind of like cheering as like Luffy and Zoro kind of sail off. And then the marine kind of says, "You have great friends." And Kobe's like, "Yes, sir." And then the captain kind of turns back and says, "We just saluted pirates and have violated the marine code. So the punishment will be no food for a week." And they all go, "Yes, sir." Which I think is kind of hypocritical, but I think it's funny. And then it kind of then the last scene of like the chapter is kind of just like Luffy and Zoro on the boat saying, Luffy's kind of screaming, "Yahoo, we're off. Grand line, here we come." And then the narrator kind of goes, after the addition of Pirate Hunter Zoro into his crew, Luffy begins his journey once again. But they don't know there are more and more difficult challenges ahead of him. And the last picture is of a treasure map with a bunch of pirates, and one of which being Shanks. And it kind of reads, "The legendary pirate Gold Roger, the only one to be called the Pirate King, left a huge treasure known as One Piece. Everyone in the world is searching for the location of his vast wealth. You could say this is one of the most dangerous periods in the history of the Seven Seas." End of chapter. Yeah, so this is a tie up to like is in the anime it's called the Shellstown arc, but like in the chapter it's like it's kind of this is kind of the end of the chapter for it. So overall, it's like this is a good little arc. I kind of enjoyed this overall. I kind of like how it's like they have everything kind of like differently. I enjoy. There's a couple of scenes in here that I enjoyed. Mainly Kobe kind of like showing that it's like he's able to do it. Luffy punching the crap out of Kobe. Even like the ending of it of like the group salute. I always thought it was kind of a cool little like panel to kind of end near. So yeah, so that's kind of like my review of it. And last but not least, make sure to like and subscribe. It kind of helps me out in terms of like YouTube, in terms of like wanting to do this more for like kind of more for like fun. And check out the TikTok in the description where I'll post random topics and I'll yap about it. TikTok is AP Beans too. I am signing off. Later, everyone.